He was probably one of your favorites, right, Raul? Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Rangy. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, huge. Great spirit. Great fighting spirit. Yeah. Yeah. As tough as they come, right? Yeah. But people forget his skills. He was rangy, great jab, tall. Yeah. Yeah. The tall, yeah. With good legs. Yeah. One of my favorites, bro. Yeah. And Giovanni can switch, can't he? You fight, yeah. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to Dolby Live here at Park MGM in Las Vegas, Nevada. As Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for our big night of action coming your way tomorrow night, right here, brought to you by TGB Promotions and Showtime. Well, we'll begin with our opening attraction. Please welcome to the stage at this time, first from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, the former world title challenger. Here is Alejandro El Peque Santiago. And we invite his opponent to the stage at this time from Capitol Heights, Maryland. He is the undefeated WBA #2 world ranked contender, introducing Gary Antonio Russell. And we're ready to bring our fighters onto the scale. This fight is for 10 rounds of boxing. Bantamweights featured in this attraction. First to the scale, the battle-tested former world title challenger, Alejandro El Peque Santiago. Right at 118, 118 pounds for Santiago. 118 pounds. And his opponent's record stands at 18 wins, no losses, 12 wins coming by way of knockout from the renowned boxing family. Here is the undefeated #2 ranked bantamweight in the world, Gary Antonio Russell. 117.5 pounds, 117.5 pounds for the undefeated Gary Antonio Russell. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, opens up our Showtime fights tomorrow night. Gary Antonio Russell, Alejandro El Peque Santiago, 10 rounds of action in the bantamweight division.
Showtime camera next.
Thank you.
Showtime camera next. Tony, you okay, Tony? Thank you. All back, Gary.
Well, fans, once again, from Dolby Live here at Park MGM in Las Vegas.
Straight like that, man. Stay tuned, man.
Career Boxing Champions presents Super Bantamweight's 10 rounds of action. We welcome our fighters to the stage at this time. First, from Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico. With a record of 20 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, he has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He is making his Showtime debut. Please welcome to the stage Eduardo El Gemelo Baez. And his opponent entering the stage at this time, fighting out of Las Vegas by way of Muskegon, Michigan. Undefeated at 18-0 with 12 knockouts, here is the world contender, Rais the Beast Ali. Looks like our fighters are ready to step onto the scale at this time. 10 rounds of action, Super Bantamweight division. First, the crafty contender
Good to go, Gary. Thank you, bro.
is welcome to the scale.
All right, here with the reigning, defending WBC featherweight champion of the world, my man Gary Russell. Gary, man, your brother just weighed in, Gary Antonio. Gary Antoine, you guys got some insane talent. What are you expecting to see from your younger brother Saturday night?
And I expect for him to go out there and perform the way in which that we know he can. Don't compete down to the competition. Compete up, follow instructions, stay behind the stick, and let's probably get this boy ass up out of here.
Where you guys think you get that blazing speed from?
Oh, man, some of it's genetics, man, but a lot of it is work ethic. You know, we have our own way of training. We don't train the traditional way of everyone else. And a lot of it's God-given.
Yeah, definitely. I just got to ask you about the middle brother, man, Gary Antoine. You know, Boots Ennis is getting so much shine right now. How great was it when they fought those 3 times in the amateurs?
Ah, man, it was good. It was a good fight. It was funny because he beat my younger brother, I think by like 2 points in the very first night, and pushed my brother into the losers bracket, whereas though he had to compete 4 times after that to win his way back into the winners bracket and then beat him twice. So my younger brother worked his way all the way back up from the losers bracket and then beat him twice by a much bigger margin than when he beat my younger brother. You know, so it speaks volumes on his pedigree. It's only been so many people to be able to bounce back and fall in the losers bracket in the Olympic trials and come back and win the entire tournament to make the Olympic team. There was Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather Jr., Gary Russell Jr., Gary Antoine Russell.
When you were watching them as youngsters, did you know they both gonna be special? Boots and your brother.
My focus was never really on Boots. My focus was on my younger brother. That's all I really focused on. I knew my brother had the ability to beat him, and he proved it 2 times after the loss. You know, that's all that I was focused on.
So if we're calling him a phenom, that would make your brother one as well, wouldn't it?
Of course. Of course.
Who's the fastest, though, out of the 3?
Don't ask me a divisionary question like that.
They're all pretty fast, is the important point.
That's what that matters.
But Gary, you just got to get your thoughts, man, on the fight, the 2 fights next week. How you see Tank and Cruz going down?
To be honest with you, I think a lot of people don't really know about this guy Cruz as much. I think Tank is going to be in much more of a fight than a lot of the fans are probably anticipating. I think at least for the first 5 or so rounds. I think the Cruz is going to bring his physical best. He's going to come out there. He's going to be in Tank's chest. He's going to try to be a strong. He's going to try to punch hard. You know, he's going to bring his best. You know, I think the fans is going to see what's going to happen within the 4 or 5 rounds. I think it's going to be interesting.
Ultimately, though, after that, do you think he walks into something, Gary?
It's boxing. I think Cruz has a puncher's chance. I think he has a puncher's chance. Anything can happen in the sport of boxing. To be honest with you, I personally don't care who wins because I wanted to fight Tank. So, you know what I'm saying? I was willing to take the fight on a month's notice when we found out that the fight fell through. I was willing to take that fight in a month's notice, and I'm pretty sure that the pay-per-view numbers between me and Gervonta Davis would have been much higher if it was us versus him fighting Cruz. But it is what it is. So I think it's anything is possible in the fight. I think Tank will come out on top. I think he'll ultimately come out on top, but I think he's in for more of a fight than the fans are expecting.
In some ways, I'm surprised that fight hasn't happened already, you know, being both from the DMV, and it'd probably sell out in that area. It would sell out.
It ain't for it'll sell out wherever. Me and Javante would sell out wherever the fight is at. If we fought in Vegas, it would sell. If we fought in DC, it would sell. If we went to Baltimore, it would sell out. It doesn't matter where we go. We're both household names. No one wants to see Javante Tank Davis fight no one else more than Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
Gary, you mind if I just shoot this way in real quick?
Say it again?
Will you mind if I shoot this way in real quick? Hope to talk with you for just a second before you get out of here, too. Thank you, Gary. Thanks.
Also undefeated 22-0-1 with 17 knockouts. The undefeated WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Brendan the Heartbreaker Figueroa. And the fighters are ready to step onto the scale for the unified 122-pound championship of the world. First to the scale, he'll be making the first defense of his title, the undefeated WBO Junior Featherweight World Champion, Cool Boy Stephen Fulton. £121.75 pounds, 121.75 pounds for Cool Boy Stephen Fulton. And now his opponent ready to step onto the scale, seeking his 10th consecutive knockout win, the undefeated WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Brendan the Heartbreaker Figueroa. 121.75 pounds, the same as his opponent, 121.75 pounds. We have a fight for the unified Super Bantamweight and Junior Featherweight Championship of the world.
Go, Brendan! You got no time!
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. The last time they'll see each other before they meet in the center of the ring for the main event tomorrow night. The 122-pound championship of the world, Brendan the Heartbreaker Figueroa versus Cool Boy Stephen Fulton.
Hey, camera down, please. Let's get back to Gary. What's up, Gary? Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Hey, good luck. What's up with Gary Antonio Russell, too, man? What can we expect Saturday night, man?
Saturday night, you can expect me to come out victorious. Expect me to come out victorious. Expect me to display my hand speed, punch your power if he get reckless, you know, bring gentlemanship. Y'all gonna be able to see a little bit more of me this fight.
You know, you're rated in the top 2 by the WBA at 118. You feel like that title fight, if you can get past this fight, is next.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I go back to the game board, to my team after this fight. You know, God willing, we get through this right, no injuries, unscathed. Go to the drum board. After that, we should definitely be looking to call out one of these champions.
You know, all 3 of the Russell brothers are known for their tremendous speed and talent. In what ways do you feel like you fight a little different than your other 2 brothers?
First up, coming to the stage with 11 victories, including 6 by knockout, opposite of 4 defeats and 2 draws. Fighting out of Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, Angel Cachorro Contreras.
Harder competition, better results you get out of it. You know?
And now we welcome his opponent.
You seem like the most mellow of the three.
Victories, 13 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats. Fighting out of Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, Aaron Alameda.
And before I let you go, man, how do you size up the division? And why will you be the guy who can be the top dog at 118?
All right, we are now set for our first fighter to step onto the scale once again. Angel Cachorro Contreras.
All over the world to fight different styles day after day. You know, I feel like I'm ready for it. I possess the punching power with the hand speed, footwork, and everything in which a lot of people have yet to see.
And I know it's one fight at a time, but just to look several steps ahead, what do you think of the monster from Japan, in your weight class?
I like Monster.
123.8, 123.8
He's somebody I
for
want.
Contreras.
He's somebody I want. If I could go in order, I would definitely fight Monster first, and then go at all of the other fish.
And now we welcome
He's the
his
biggest one.
opponent once again,
So
Aaron
a
Alameda.
fight with him, of course I'm looking forward to.
You got Donaire too.
Of course, we have Donaire, we have Casemiro, we have a couple other guys who's in my weight class that's making noise. You know, I go back to my camp and we're going to figure out how we
123.
Yeah, and you got the United States on your back in this division too. So.
Yeah, we do. We do. But I don't want just the United States on my back. You know, I got fans from all over. From all over. You feel me? So I want more than the United States on my back.
That's why it's called a world champion, right?
There you go.
There you go. Not the U.S. champion like in wrestling. But thank you, Gary. Good luck to you tomorrow,
No problem.
man.
Thank you.
Hope to catch up with you after the fight, bro.
Definitely.
Thanks. Good luck, man.
8 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Angel Cachorro Contreras taking on Aaron Alameda.
Cool, Gary. Cool, Gary. But yeah, man, we were just talking about how you and Gervonta really would be a big fight. And a great match of speed, too, right? I mean, athleticism crazy.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight. It'd be a great fight, but you know,
He's 16.
they want to stay away from me. They'd rather take the easier task. They'd rather take an easier task. When you have these promoters that invest a shitload of money into these fighters, it ain't in their best interest to put their fighters in there with somebody like me that would challenge that investment. Yeah, fuck that investment all that. That's what it is. It's athleticism,
Kevin Thunderstorm Johnson.
actual skill and intellect. It's a big difference.
Do you feel Tank does have those things as well, though? He does have skills, not just the athleticism and power.
He's more athletic. He's more athletic. He's someone that would try to get in good shape to punch as hard as he can and to do it for as long as he can. He's not a technician.
And now stepping onto the
I
scale,
trick him and have him triple
Thunderstorm
his feet,
Kevin
running into
Johnson.
shit. I have him running into all type of shit. I'm a technician. He's athletic. I'm athletic and I'm a technician. He don't bring what I bring to the square.
And now
This is the reason why they stay
stepping
away
on
from
to
me.
the scale
For the
once
right
again,
opportunity,
Prince
Gary, what's the highest weight you could go to? Could it be 35 if it was the right opportunity?
The right opportunity was the highest I can go to.
Yeah.
I fight Terrence Crawford at 47, like I said.
143.4,
And I come in at like 140.
Prince Rock.
Trash.
What did you think of his fight with Sean?
I thought he did okay. I mean, I honestly felt like that Terrence is he's a better boxer than Sean Porter. I felt like Sean was going to bring more tenacity. He was going to bring the tenacity. Sean Porter, that was the thing of athleticism. Sean had a level of athleticism, but Terrence is he's more fundamentally sound, you know, when it comes to actual skill-wise.
Like you were talking about with you and Tank?
Yeah, but he's not better than me. It's a difference. It's a difference.
You know, everyone wants to know how it would go down with him and Errol. Do you have using your boxing brain?
I'll take Earl over Terrence. I'll pick Earl over Terrence. I think it's still a good fight, but I think Earl is bigger, stronger, and he's going to be a little more physical. He'll be a little more physical. I'll take Earl over Turner.
And he's busy too, right?
Yeah.
The 70, 75 punches sometimes.
And to be honest with you, Earl is the bigger of the two anyway. You know what I'm saying? He's naturally that way. Terrence isn't naturally that way.
And I got to ask you too, man, because y'all were close to fighting, it seemed like, you and Devin Haney last year. You think he puts in work against JoJo Diaz, or that's a tough fight?
I would never go against none of my foes. I would never go against none of my foes. I hope JoJo Diaz knock his ass out.
Fellow Olympian.
That's right.
Right.
He's a fellow Olympian, and he was also someone that I competed against. You know, JoJo was someone who was willing to put it on the line. He knew what he was up against, but he wasn't afraid. He was willing to give it his best and put it on the line. His best wasn't good enough, but I can respect that from a competitor of the sport that I participated in. Gervonta Tank Davis, he ain't willing to put it on the line. He ain't willing to put it on the line. Devin Haney, they talking, but they wasn't willing to put it on the line. They sent bullshit contract, just like they tried to send a bullshit contract with JoJo Diaz. JoJo told him, like, don't send me no bullshit ass contract. That's probably the contract tried to send Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? Don't send no bullshit contracts. Send the right contracts and let's put it on the line. I go with JoJo over Devin Haney.
So he's got dog in him. He's not going to stop.
Yeah, JoJo got dog. JoJo going dog. JoJo going dog no matter what.
Will that give you a pretty good, if you ever did fight Haney, a pretty good look at him, because he's a southpaw, kind of similar build to you.
Styles make fights.
Right.
Styles make fights. Devin Haney doesn't have the style that I bring. Devin Haney don't bring the style that I bring. But Styles does make fights. I think it would be a completely different style matchup between JoJo and Devin Haney versus JoJo.
Junior.
You know, it's different. Devin Haney doesn't bring the hand speed. He don't bring the skill set that Mr. Gary Russell Jr. brings. You know, he's a young fighter that's trying to find his way, but he still makes a lot of fucking mistakes. Mistakes that Mr. Gary Russell Jr. does not do. Mistakes that I'm pretty sure JoJo Diaz learned from when he competed against me, because he took what happened from our fight and became a world champion after that by beating Tevin Farmer. You know, easy. Easy. You know, so it speaks pedigree, it speaks volumes on his pedigree as well as mine, so we'll see.
His experience with you should help him in this fight, right?
6
The
rounds
speed
in the
he's still
lightweight division. Nelson
JoJo would never get in the ring with a fighter that's going to bring the hand speed and the IQ in which that I was bringing.
Does he have some pop, Gary?
JoJo?
Yeah.
JoJo has a little pop. JoJo got a little pop. I mean, I never got hit solid by him. You know,
he looks like good body punching.
You don't give credit for body punches unless you're hurting the person or unless you hurt a person or you send them to the canvas. When someone gives people credit for body punches, that's because they have nothing else to fucking say. You can't give credit for body punches unless you're hurting the person to the body. It's showing that you're hurting him or you actually knock the person down to the canvas. You don't get credit for that. That's equivalent to someone saying you have a good chin. You don't get credit for doing something incorrectly. In the sport of boxing, it means to hit and not get hit. You can't give someone credit for getting hit. You know what I mean? It's kind of stupid if you ask me. It's like an oxymoron.
It's like the point of them is to at some point set up the headshot, not the end all. Right?
Not just the end all. Right. In most cases, you'll find the commentators, if they don't have anything to say, you know, just to make it interesting to the fan, they'll say, oh, but he threw a good body shot. It's a good body shot. What the fuck? It ain't hurting the guy. It's not debilitating. It's not a debilitating shot. It's nothing like it didn't take the guy down to the ground. So what's the point? I feel like you're just trying to search for something to look for. You know what I mean?
You know, Gary, a lot of people, they still see you as the top dog at 26, the best.
Of course. I'm the top dog at 26 and 35. And 30.
And now set to step onto the
If I was to move up to 30 right now, I'd be on the A side. If I was to move to 35 right now, it's going to be a 50-50. They ain't never going to down me. My skill set is second to none.
122.4.
You and Shakur would probably be the best at 130, right? That'd be the best fight if you went to 130.
We should have did it at 26. He was
That's
at
why I
26.
bring it up.
He was at 26 as well.
But that's the business getting in the way, right? You know,
again?
that's the business getting in the way, though, isn't it, Gary? Different networks.
Could be different networks. I do know when Shakur had the opportunity, when he was in my weight division, he's with Andre Ward, I believe. At the time, and Andre Ward pretty much said that he felt as though that I was too seasoned for Shakur Stevenson at the time, and they feel like it's in their best interest for them to stay away from me. So, I mean, it is what it is. They feel that they're ready now, then cool. Like I said, if I move up in weight, I'm not moving up, getting in line. I'm moving up, fighting whoever got the title.
So your next fight will probably not be at 26, or?
No, my next fight will be at 26 because I'll be defending the title. I have to defend my title at 26. But immediately after that, if you see me competing again at a higher weight division, it has to be for a title. If it's not for a title, it's a waste of my time. And I want to unify the division at 126.
Understood. Gary, before I let you get out of here, man, great main event here.
Oh, yeah.
Fulton and Figueroa. Figueroa is big as hell, but Fulton's got great skills, great speed. Who do you think wins this fight, man?
I want Fulton. I feel like Figueroa, he's a pressure fighter. I think he's going to come and late on the later half of the fight, I think he's going to start pouring it on. I think he's going to pour it on. He's going to start touching the body real good. We'll see. It's a coin toss. I'm going for Fulton. So we'll see. We'll see.
He's fighting a big boy, man.
Yeah, he's fighting a big boy, but that shit don't matter. That's just a bigger target.
Right.
It's a bigger target, easy to hit.
Hard to keep a guy like that off, though, right? One of them. You got to stay inside.
It depends. Styles make fights. Fulton isn't really a heavy puncher. I can fight at 26, I can fight at 30, and I can fight at 35, and motherfuckers still gonna respect my pop.
Right.
I don't think he's gonna bring the pop to make Figueroa actually stay off of him. You know what I mean? So that's where it gets tricky at. So we'll see.
Should be a great fight with your little brother on the card too.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, Gary.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
And we know, don't ever ask who the fastest brother again.
That's right. That's a very divisionary question. We all have great skill set. I'm the prototype, and the definition of a dynasty is information being passed down from generation to generation. Hopefully, each generation should get stronger, you know, and that's where we're at. So it's not a thing of comparing the two, because it's kind of disrespectful, you know, to a certain
Well, your family gets major respect from all the fighters in the sport. I mean, because you know, y'all all go back to the amateurs, so they always are like those Russell boys.
And
man.
guess what? A lot of the guys that we go back from the amateurs, they will tell you. Even the guys that's champions, all of these guys, none of them was that guy. They were, one year they might be the number 3. The next year they might be the number 2. They might have a lucky year and become number 1, but they were always flip-flop. I was always that dog. I was always number 1. Every year I competed, every tournament I ran through shit. That's always what it's been. Nothing's changed.
Thanks, Gary. And can I ask you one more thing for PBC? They were doing this tribute to Sean. They just wanted fighters to say what they thought of his career and that kind of thing. Like, cool. All right, Gary. And man, what did you think Sean Porter announcing his retirement? What do you think of his retirement and who he was as a fighter, his career overall?
Sean cool. I think he was always a guy that was willing to give it his best, give it his all. He didn't duck nobody. I admire that from a fellow competitor, you know, someone that I share the field of battle with. He would give it his all. When we was in the amateurs, Sean Porter was one of my roommates in the Junior Olympics. And in that tournament, I knocked everybody out in the tournament. And I remember him yelling out of the crowd, "That's my roommate." You know, so we got a lot of camaraderie just from back when. I think it was real cool for us to share all of the years as amateurs, as young men, and to watch both of us still be able to develop and still at least be at the top of our game, or still being at the forefront of what it is that we're doing so many years to come down the road. Hopefully he's gotten everything out of the sport that he wanted. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. You know, coming from another fellow warrior and gladiator, it's been an honor to share the field of battle with you.
Thanks, Gary. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Cool. All right. for us to talk to. I think that's it. That might be it for today, folks. Yeah, this Fulton weigh-in turned into quite the Gary Russell interview, but there was a lot of good things we had to talk about with Gary. So, hey, what's up, Coach? How you feeling? How you doing, man? Good, man. Were you with Kevin tomorrow night? Yeah. Let's see. Let's talk to my man Kevin.
Great fight, but I'm the main event on the November 27th.
You guys both digging for your phone here, what do you think it is? That's terrible. It's unprofessional. I'm out of here, man. All right. You know what?
All right, thank you.
What's up, Kevin? You got a minute, brother, before you get out of here? You got your way in? All right, here with Kevin Thunderstorm Johnson, man. What's going on? How you feeling after making the weight?
Strong, feeling great, man. I'm feeling ready. First round KO. That's what I'm predicting this fight. Yeah, I'm feeling ready. You know what I mean? And everybody, not only this opponent, but anybody, in fact, that's trying to fight me is definitely getting KO. You know what I mean? I'm done playing around and teeter-tatter. You know what I'm saying? It's time to KO these guys and show them what Thunderstorm is, Kevin is all about. You know what I mean?
Because you usually, you like to settle in and use your skills.
Right.
Well,
yeah. I settle in, use my skills, but that all went away after I got robbed against twice. But Richardson Hitchens, that was a great robbery. And after that, I knew I could knock Richardson Hitchens out, but everybody kept getting in my ear. He's a better boxer. He's going to outbox you. And I outboxed them, outskilled them, and I didn't get the decision. So that's a learning experience on my end, and I'm blessed to have that learning experience. But now it's just woken a beast in me, you know what I mean? And Flames and Thunderstorm is coming, man, for real.
And you got, how much do you think it'll be your right hand tomorrow night? Because you've always had a good right hand.
Oh, yeah. I don't think, truthfully, it's not going to be the right hand this fight. This fight going to be body shots, uppercuts, and just destroying them. You know what I mean? It's going to be a whole kitchen sink. I'm throwing all pots and pans at him, everything, man. You know what I mean? You don't care. Weather report.
Weather report, Coach?
Lock up the women and children. Thunderstorm is coming.
That's right.
Now, I know, I think I asked you earlier, you said you guys didn't work this camp, but you have worked with Tank in the past, right?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
How much has working with a guy like that in fighters here in Vegas got you ready for
working,
the top
working
level?
with Tank, man, was really tremendous. You know what I mean? He had my skills level way high. I had to really be on my toes with him. You know what I mean? I cannot make any mistakes, you know what I'm saying, with Tank. And he made me better, and I hope he had a great, terrific fight on his fight on December 5th. I'm hoping for the best for him, and but it's been great working with Tank, you know what I mean, and getting that learning experience as well.
Do you think he wins that fight by knockout, Kev?
Say again?
Do you think he wins that fight by knockout against Cruz?
Against Cruz? Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Because Cruz like to come in with his head. You know what I mean? He's not awkward like Rolly is. So, but he gonna come in with his head and Tank hardest punch is the uppercuts. 100%. You feel me? And so. That's the fight to be made for Tank. No, that's a fighter made for Tank.
I mean, obviously Tank a 135-pounder, but does he hit harder than most of the 147s? Because you're a welterweight.
100%. Yeah, he hit just like a 175-pounder. You know what I mean? He hit hard. You know what I mean? But once again, you know what I mean?
A 175-pounder.
Yeah, he hit hard.
Damn.
He hit hard. You know what I mean? But yeah, he just don't throw a lot of punches, which he should. He should throw punches in bunches, you know what I mean? When he got someone hurt, that's when he start landing loose and landing off. But he should start that off always early. You know what I mean? He got a great jab and great combinations. He should use those and just utilize them. But, you know, once again, man, it's going to be a terrific fight. You guys can go ahead and tune in December 5th. But most of all, tune in November 27th on the undercard of Figueroa and Fulton fight.
you're gonna see a first round KO for sure.
And just before I let you go, man, have those guys, those champions that you've sparred with, so many in Vegas, have they told you you too will become a champion or can become a champion?
100%. You know what I mean? 100%.
They tell you got skills.
They tell me I got skills. Pink said I'll be a champion. Floyd Mayweather, all these guys said I have something. You know what I mean? And they always say it starts with here. It's the heart. You gotta, come on, kid, you got that heart. I know you got it, but you gotta let it out. And thank God that Richard Hitchens just took it out of me. You know what I mean? And now it's definitely a thunderstorm. Weather report, man. Thunderstorm heading your way, November 27th. Y'all tune in. You know what it is. I'm gonna go eat, man.
Thanks, Kev.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it, guys.
Kev. Go
Y'all
eat,
tune
man.
in.
Thank you.
Follow.
Good luck tomorrow, man. Thank you, Kev. Thanks, Coach.
When you gonna come back
See
to
you,
the gym, man?
Oh, soon, man.
Yeah.
Soon. After this dub. See you guys. All right, that is probably it for FightHype Live today. Thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. Sorry we couldn't get a last word for Figueroa and Fulton. We will get them live at the post-fights tomorrow night, so be sure to tune in tomorrow for a live round-by-round, live post-fight reactions from whoever is on hand here in Las Vegas. Keep it locked in. Hope you enjoyed the stuff with Gary Russell and the weigh-in that we did get. So thanks, guys. Take care.